Hey guys, what's up? It's Laura Ventura with Pawz and All. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for tuning back in. And if you are new to this channel, I'm Laura Ventura and I own a mobile grooming business called Pawz and All. And my channel is all about helping other people start up this business and also sharing some grooming tips here with you. I groom dogs and cats, and I am very passionate about what I do. So if you are interested in learning more, please hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate that. All right, guys, let's dig into what we came here for. So I've gotten a lot of questions on what you guys should be looking for when it comes to purchasing your first van. Now, I'm going to strictly talk about vans, but this could also be related to trailers. So keep some things in mind, okay? My first rig was a van, and unfortunately, I got it converted by a small mom and pop company, which is no longer in business. Thank God. But they pretty much did a really bad job with where they placed my generator. And so it caused some safety issues, and it also caused a lot of downtime, a lot of money, and a lot of headaches. So if I could prevent somebody from going through that experience, I will be so happy about it. So here I am. I'm going to go down the list of what to look for, what to think about, and what are some signs that the van is not going to work out and you should kind of keep on looking, okay? So let's jump into it. So I'm going to start off with the most important thing that you really have to think about, and that is going to be your power source. Either you're going to go with a generator, an inverter, or both. Let me just talk a little bit about what a generator is and then what an inverter is. So a generator is a motor, and it's going to power up your AC, so your roof AC, not your car AC. It's going to power your outlets, and then your water pump is going to run off of it. So every electrical thing in your van, for you to be able to groom or your groomers be able to work, the generator is going to power up. Now, it is a small motor, so it's going to have to be maintained. It's either going to be diesel or gas. You're going to have to change the oil on it. You're going to have to change some parts, and it can be connected to the fuel line. So when you pump gas in your van, it'll also pump it to the generator, and then that's just how it all will work. Now, inverters. Inverters are pretty cool because it's just a battery bank, okay? There's going to be a button inside of your van. You're going to turn that on. Everything is going to turn on. This is not a motor. This is batteries, so it's all electric, okay? And usually those batteries, either you charge it up to an outlet to charge the batteries, or your van has to be on idle to charge the batteries. Now, I personally have had both the inverter and the generator. That was on my first van. And then I also now just have generators. So I know a little bit about both. And pretty much the only maintenance that you have to make on your batteries is to make sure that the water inside of the batteries is pretty much leveled. And also you might have to change them out every 2 to 3 years, depending, on wear and tear. Some of the things that you have to think about is if you're getting it converted by a company, you have to really think about like your lifestyle. What happened to me was that there was not good communication from the beginning on the first van that I ever received. And so they pretty much did an inverter and a generator system in my van. But the inverter was in charge of my, of heating up my water. So of my water heater, and also of my outlets and my lights. But the inverter, they made it so I had to plug into a house. And that was not doable for me because at the time I lived in an apartment and I didn't have an outlet near me. So, and then also I couldn't park my van there because it had the wrap. So no commercial vehicles were allowed. So it didn't fit my lifestyle. And they had to come out and revamp the van for me. So the generator was the one that was charging up my inverter. So whatever you are going to get, make sure that it fits within your lifestyle. Make sure that it's something that you're going to be committed to. So like my generators, I have to go in for maintenance every 3 weeks. Now, if you don't want to go in, you could get a mobile generator mechanic, just make sure that they are specialized in that type of generator that they're going to be servicing. I don't let just anybody touch my generators. My generator is my powerhouse. Without that, I have to plug into clients' houses. And if that's how you want to run your mobile vehicle, that's cool. I just prefer to be like just super independent because I don't have to, it's just one more step. I have to take out the wires. I got to plug in. If they live in an apartment building, I can't do them unless there is an outlet in the hallway. So these are some of the little things that you might oversee in the beginning that I want you guys to be aware of and think about. Okay, you are going to need also a dirty and a clean water tank. The water tanks on the wagon tails are set 65 gallons. My first van had a 55-gallon water tank. So that means that you put in the hose to the side of the van, you fill up the water, and 55 to 65 gallons is going to allow you to bathe about 12 big dogs. Okay, so 11 to 12 big dogs. So it is a good amount. I've never really run out of water on one day with a full tank. So, and I do anywhere between 6 to 7 dogs, and some of those are big dogs. So just to give you an idea. You are also going to need sufficient outlets all throughout the salon. So you want to have various ones around the salon. And also if you're building it out by yourself, just like keep in mind, like, okay, I'm going to be grooming here. So like my clipper charger should be either right in front of me or right near me. Also going to need a fresh water pump, and you are going to need a backup of one of these. Now, a fresh water pump, if you're working 5 days a week, doing about 5 dogs a day, your fresh water pump might start acting weird and give up on you within like a year to a year and a half. Okay. Also, you always have to make sure that it is on off when you're not using it, just to make sure that the lifespan is longer. Okay. So there's times that I've left it on overnight and I've come back and my water pump doesn't work. So just make sure that when you're not using it, it is off. You want to have a backup because they're pretty easy to install. And in the middle of doing a dog, there has been times where my water pump has completely went out. And so, it would pretty much work a little bit, and thank God I was like almost done. But this is something that might happen to you. So if you have a backup, it's just an easy little fix, okay? Before I get to the next one, I want to let you guys know that I have a full course on how to establish a successful mobile grooming business, okay? So this course has 9 modules, and here I explain to you step by step on what you have to do to create a business like this of your own. I'm going to link the link below. If you are interested, go ahead and book a one-on-one call with me to discuss further details. You are going to need a water heater. Now, I live in Orlando, Florida. It is hot pretty much all year round, except like January, February, and like March. Sometimes early mornings in April still is chilly. And so if it's chilly in the nighttime, then that water gets pretty cold. So you want to have an automatic water heater that's usually a flip of a switch. It'll heat your water in about 5 minutes. So while I'm prepping the dog, I just wait until the water heats up and then I put him in the bath. You are going to need the best AC unit, okay? So the AC units are going to be on the roof, and the ones that I'm used to are Dometic. They are pretty heavy duty. They're very reliable. Now, you do have to make sure that you're cleaning them out by a professional every 6 months, and you're also cleaning out the filter every day, especially if you do de-shedding treatments like I love to do in my van, okay? If you're not cleaning those and maintaining those on a regular, then you might have a little bit of a problem. Lighting is so important. There's nothing like natural lighting. I love when my vans have like really big windows. The Mercedes have 2 really big windows. So natural lighting comes in all day, but you also are going to have strips of lighting or some type of lighting that is easy on your eyes, easy for you to see really white dogs or really black dogs. Flooring should be waterproof. It should also be very easy to clean. We go ahead and we have a vacuum, we have a mop, we have one of those Swiffer things that Swiffers off water. I don't know how to explain it. And the floors that I've had have very much been easy to clean. And then you also want to have ones that dry pretty quickly. Vents are so important. The first van that I had did not have vents, but I learned my lesson. Okay. you are dealing, if you're going to be grooming or if you're going to have groomers grooming for you, they're going to be dealing with a lot of debris, a lot of fur, a lot of particles. And not only do you want to be wearing a mask because groomer's lung is real, you also want to have your vents where you could open them up and they could shoot out any air. They also have like a filter that has to be cleaned too. And I usually clean these every 3 months or so. Now I have 2 vents. You could do one, but I have one on top of the tub, which is really great because when my de-shedding treatments come, or like a dog that has a bad skin condition comes in, I usually blow dry them in the bathtub. So that vent takes everything out and it just collects on the filter. And then all I have to do is clean it. Then my other filter is on the side of my AC. So it's like in the middle of the van, which is pretty nice because it's near where I groom. Want to make sure that you have ample storage. So I do keep my shampoo bottles there and I keep all my products. And the last thing you want to have happen is that all your products just come tumbling down when you're hitting a nice curve. Okay. So, or you're making a UE, like you got to make sure that everything is staying in place. Because number one, you're going to start getting really annoyed. You're going to get panicked while you're driving and something falls in the back. You're like, you don't want to be stressed out. You just want to be, everything's in place, everything's secure, and you're on the road just hanging out, chilling, getting to your next destination. Okay. Tubs and tables. So you want to get a table that's hydraulic, that goes all the way down and then that comes all the way up. And then also a table that has an extra table that comes out for the big dogs. So you don't have to like carry them from the table to the tub. They could just, you could train them to actually walk into the tub, which is so easy. And then they'll walk right out of the tub and onto the table. Okay. You don't want to be breaking your back also with a tub that's way too low or a tub that's way too high. You want to make sure that it is level to you and that you feel really comfortable because you have to protect your back, your neck, and your elbows as a groomer. Carbon monoxide detector. Guys, because we're dealing with a lot of electric stuff and we're in a small space and there might be a generator in the back and you have a pet in there and we're all alone sometimes, you have to have a carbon monoxide detector to make sure that you're 100% safe and there's no toxic fumes coming into the van from the generator, from the batteries, from an outlet, okay? All right, guys, that is it. These are the main things that you really need to look out for and really need in a grooming van. Now, it is going to be your big initial investment into getting into this business, but once you pick the right van and you're on the road, you are going to get that money back tenfold if you establish this business correctly. All right, guys, love and light, up and out, Laura Ventura.